Hello and welcome back to the promised I-DLE album reaction. The album is called 2, which I assume just stands for the second full album. Or I don't know if there's any like deeper thought about it. Probably. We're gonna check it out. The first song is called Revenge, and on the credits we have Kako, Pop Time, and Soyeon. So let's hear it. Ooh. Okay. Ooh. That's a really cool vibe. I really like the little staccato-ish fast notes there at the end of that line. It's almost like a hi-hat in terms of like sound. As usual, Minnie is starting the song as usual, meaning a lot of I-DLE songs have that in common. And I think Soyeon even mentioned it before that she does that intentionally. So here the case as well. For Super Lady, you could argue two ways. If you count the intro as an intro, then you could say Minnie also started that song because she had the first verse. But you could also see it as Soyeon starting the song. So okay. Very epic pre-chorus. Interesting. Interesting sound there. It's interesting the fact that they had double time in the pre-chorus, or well, normal time depending on how you look at it, and then half time in the chorus. So it almost feels like it's slowing down, or well, it doesn't feel like that. It is actually slowing down. Then they have that overlapping melody. Nice guitars. I think there's like a higher guitar layered with this vocal part, but it's hard to tell. And I don't know what that sound is, but it's cool. Ooh. Moonbaton rhythm? Nice, Phil. Now they added more percussion. Really cool percussion sounds. Pan to the left and to the right. I like the overlap into the chorus a lot. This is also very catchy. Ooh. Sing-along part again? Similar to the thing that I mentioned with the title track, potentially. Cool, very cool. I really like the second verse here as well with the switch up into the Moonbaton. I didn't see that coming. This part right here. I like that. That's really cool. Also some really nice ear candy stuff here. There's this like guitar. And then in the second half, you have like one sound on the left, one on the right, percussion. Really nice. And that combined with the top line here as well. Flows really nicely. Really cool rhythm as well in the verse, in in the rap here. I like that a lot. It sounds a lot simpler than it is, but it just fits very well with the Moonbaton vibe of the instrumental at that point as well. Okay, let's check out the next song. All right, so the next song is called Doll, and on the credits for this one, we have Boytoy, Janes, Mojo, Song Hon Lee, and Uki. So let's have a listen.
I'm not your door.
And Uki does start the song. Ooh.
You never know what you have
Nice.
done before.
Very hard-hitting
I
piano
want you
chords.
fall. I hope you crawl. 네가 짜는 말더는 I don't love no more.
Ooh, guitar as well. These piano chords you hear a lot in like also like old school kind of hip hop tracks. Essentially, they're just piano chords, but being played at like maximum velocity. So in other words, you would, well, you can't see my keyboard, but you would press the keys as hard as possible. But it is also a very like specific piano sound that you need to have for that to work well. And then obviously it's like layered with the kick or sometimes the bass. In this case, it might be both actually.
I'm not your door.
Yeah, I think so.
To talk.
That is what makes it hit so hard.
I want you fall. I hope you crawl.
I also like how the hi-hat gradually comes in here. It's building really nicely. It's
I'm not your door.
good arrangement.
To talk.
So
You never know what
on the
you
repetition
have
now,
done before. I want you fall.
hi-hat comes in.
I hope you crawl.
And also the snare.
네가 짜는 말더는 I don't love no more.
Ooh. Love the little string stuff as well. The boop, 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 boo.
짜는 말더는 I don't love no more.
Kind of lines up with the vocals a bit. That's a fast pre-chorus. Love the stop and go kind of rhythm here as well.
I promise not to promise anymore. Look at that blah blah. Make a pop pop. That's a lie lie. Not your prime time. Make a pattern more than mine that hasn't changed. No surprise. I said bye bye to you.
What did they layer at the end
That hasn't changed.
on top of the vocal? It's either like a very high harmony or it's like a synth that's underneath like the last line here. No surprise. Yeah, there's something layered underneath it for sure. Sounds really cool. Ooh. Oh yeah, it's the synth. This is what was layered underneath it. I love the playful melody as well.
Love can be rough.
Fits perfectly with the instrumental.
Ooh.
That double or harmony there on the sides. Nice. Ooh. There's also a really nice little ear candy there on the left. Wow. I love the stop there. So cool. Ooh. The bass run there as well. Cool. Wow. Ooh. Okay, cool. So they're suspending the hit here with keeping out a bunch of elements here. Once again, here you can hear the layer better, I think, because it's without most of the instrumental. Right there, no surprise. Ah, this is really cool. Ooh. Is this gonna be another sing-along chorus at the end? Is this gonna be the case for all songs? Nice. Okay, the nice little strings there at the end as well. Okay, this is really cool. I think this song is a good example to show as well how much layering up like a vocal with some other instruments also can make, what kind of effect that can make. You can do some really cool stuff with that, and I feel like it's kind of underutilized a bit to put like synth underneath vocals to further emphasize them. Obviously, you need to be careful to not drown the vocal in the synth because that would not be the purpose. But in order to emphasize like certain parts or to add like an additional harmony that just sounds a bit more spicy, can be really cool. But this song is super cool. I'm very curious to see whether all these songs are gonna have these sing-alongy parts at the end though. Let's check out the next one. All right, so the next song is called Vision, and this one is written by Breadbeat, Minnie, Mion, Roido, and Shinkung. That are the credits. Breadbeat, obviously the producer I think Minnie works a lot with. And Mion, I think this might be her second song credit. I think she had a credit on her own album, but I might be wrong. Maybe she had one more somewhere. But Minnie Mion, I don't think that has been the case, that they wrote a song together. So gonna be interesting. Let's have a listen. Ooh, vibey. Ooh, it's Jersey. So yeah, for those of you who don't know, Jersey, sort of a wave in K-pop at the moment, or it kind of has been. I feel like it's kind of slowly disappearing a bit more again. But for B-sides, it's kind of there as well. The way you kind of identify it as like a Jersey track is just by the kick pattern. It's like dum 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 dum. That's kind of the characteristic here. You can kind of hear that here. Obviously, there's like more to it, like the pads and the BPM and all of it, but the kick is the main identifying point here. Ooh. Cool. Really nice halftime switch. Ooh, really pretty. Now the drums coming in, or well, the snare and the hi-hat, or shaker? Yeah, I think it was shaker. Now they are hi-hats. That's really pretty melody as well. Cool. So they drop out everything, then they have this reverse vocal effect, the ha. Perfect imitation, I know, to get us back into the verse too. Snaps. Love snaps. Hi-hats coming in. This is such a pretty song. I mean, generally, that seems to be sort of a trend. If you would classify, quote unquote, their writing styles, like I think Uki tends to have something that's a bit more hard-hitting a lot of times. Sometimes it's rock-inspired, I noticed, at least in the last albums, but that was also kind of the concept more of the album. So we'll see if there's another Uki track on this album as well. I think there is, whether that trend sort of continues. And Minnie songs are just incredibly pretty. They're just super pretty, super like pretty melodies, but also like just the delivery is also super pretty. That is definitely like a characteristica of her songs, I feel like. And then Soyeon is like, she can do a lot of different styles. She's very hard to categorize, I feel like. But if I would need to put her in a category, I would say she's like the most poppy out of the three when it comes to her writing style. So it makes sense that she also does the title tracks. I mean, she's the most poppy, but then on the B-side, she can also be very, very artistic. So as I said, it's really hard. It's really hard to put her into any category. I also don't really like putting people into categories, so probably should just not do that. But just the general impression that I have from listening to their music is sort of that. And I think it's cool that you can differentiate their like writing style so much. Like even if I didn't know this was written by Minnie, I would assume it would be written by Minnie, or that she's at least on the credits, because there's a bunch of other people on the credits as well. But she definitely seems to have a certain influence on the outcome of these songs, I think. Nicha rapper.
Come down, just listen to my sound. 널 자연스레 움직여, come closer now. 끌리는 대로 움직여봐 깊은 좋은 순간 멈추지 마 후회할 테니.
There's some cool little sounds there in the background. Interesting. Could be reverse vocals as well. I love the boop, 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 boop. Really cool harmony there as well. Super pretty. Alright, so the next song is 7 Days and it is written by Brett Beat and Minnie again, and also Tim Tan. So let's have a listen. I am struggling to speak today. It's also the first song, I think, that is above 3 minutes. Generally speaking, songs get shorter these days, so that's just sort of the trend. Oh, this might be a ballad.
Say Monday, Tuesday, or every day, Wednesday, Thursday, 7 days of
She's singing in a very cute tone here.
You're stuck in my head, spinning round, wishing you stay here. Monday, Friday, oh every day.
Also interesting, like, vocal processing. Very wide guitar sound, kind of panning as well. I'm not really an expert in guitar, so I can't give much insight into that, but sounds really cool. Wish I could play guitar. Ooh. Cool rhythm switch up. Ooh. Cool, like a drum and bass beat filtered in. Oh, more drum and bass. Hell yeah. So pretty. I mean, once again, as I said. I really like the fact that they infused some trap elements and some drum and bass into this track, though, because usually when it comes to like ballads, I'm usually not the biggest fan of ballads personally. I'm just not the kind of person to enjoy these songs most of the time. But if they're like fused with something a little bit more upbeat, a little bit spicy, then they suddenly become just really pretty and addicting songs. And I think Minnie is really good at that, because in Change and all the other songs she has written, she has managed to find a really good balance when it comes to that as well. And if I'm not mistaken, then I think we're going to get a little bit of a halftime trap feel for the second verse now. So let's have a listen. Yes. Super pretty melody. Now the drum and bass filtered in again. Ah, this is so cool, actually. It's really cool, especially because at the core of the song, there really is just this guitar chord progression and obviously the vocals on top of it. But because there's this drum and bass groove going on, because there's this trap groove in the second verse going on, there's also a lot of variation to what would otherwise be a quite monotone sort of instrumental. And I feel like that gives the melody even more impact. I like it a lot. Also really nice, like in terms of vocal production. In terms of vocal production, some really nice reverb on these vocals. Makes a huge difference, really. Oh, and delay, obviously, but I mean, those kind of work together a lot of times, but on these types of melodies, adds a lot more space and weight to the melody. Nice break there. Wow, another super pretty song. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing else for me to say. It's a super pretty song. Alright, so the next song, as I said, is called Fate, and it is written by I-DLE, Likey, Poptime, and Soyeon. Is that the same team that was on the title track? Yes, that is correct. Ooh, atmospheric. More guitars. Interesting hi-hat pattern. Ooh, jazzy, or bluesy rather. Nice. Snare coming in now. Very playful beat. Ooh. Definitely a bit jazzy. Ooh. That is cool. Ooh, the drum fill. I shouldn't hit my mic. Yeah, this is very playful and very it kind of reminds me of like the one Soyeon solo song she released like before I-DLE. Let me check, what is it called? Jelly, I think is what it's called. Let me check. Yeah, Jelly. I feel like it has like a similar vibe to that. So once again, potentially coincidence that Soyeon wrote both of these songs or is on the credits for both of them rather. Who knows? Probably not. This is a really cool transition. Bing, bing. Lots of detail, lots of things going on that I'm probably missing. That drum fill there in the break is really cool. Oh, it repeats even. It's also an interesting like hi-hat pattern. You can hear it's almost like a trappy sounding hi-hat, and but it's not like very good impression. But it's not like a constant pattern like it's in a trap. It's kind of like then it stops, then it's again. I am great at imitating these sounds, but I'll show you the part right afterwards. You guys hear how it like stops in between? Because it will clash in terms of rhythm as well. Ooh. Okay. Really cool bass solo. That is so cool actually. Very funky. There's also a funky guitar there. Okay, dropping out the kick and the drums in general. Let's check out the next song, which is called Rollie. Alright, so the next song is called Rollie, and on this track we have on the credits a 1, 2, 3, Boy Toy, Melly, Millie, Oshyun, Mojo, and Uki. Oops, and I hit my table again. Congrats. Oh, is this the dark X-File 2.0 song? I like this vibe already.
I just wanna kiss and go, I just wanna feel the moon, yeah. Don't you know I'ma hit the brand new diamond, rocking like
ooh, that vocal processing is so cool.
Yellow fingers without rings like could be bright, yeah. $1 million and I work it out.
So
rings like could be bright, yeah. $1 million.
Sounds like they emphasize the lows on her vocal here a bit, and they also give it a bit more saturation, and it's kind of crunchy and full sounding, and it fits really nicely into that vibe of the song. There's even a chance they have like a really low pitch down double underneath it that you can not hear, really, to be honest, if there is. I'm not sure if that's the case, but they could do that to further strengthen the vocal. But it just sounds really cool.
No fingers without rings like could be bright. $1 million and I work it out. Switch your time while I swerve it now. Just rapping high, we got your homies down. We're gonna swerve it now. We're gonna swerve it now.
Ooh, that was a cool fill. Very empty section. Just
Mommy said I need to check the bank and twerking Rollie in my back, honey.
ooh, I think, wait.
Twerking Rollie. You move.
So I think the cool thing here, once again, when it comes to the vocal production, I think Mion's vocal and all the vocals before are stereo-wise very in the middle. Yeah, they're very strongly parallel compressed. They're very upfront. And now the mini part where she's singing the chorus, or what I assume is likely the chorus, she's a lot more stereo, a lot more wide.
Mommy said I need to check the bank and twerking Rollie.
This is really cool though.
Honey on my sack. I just wanna freaking love with you. I just wanna rock. I just wanna love with you. Rollie.
Nice break there as well. Additional element, cool. Is this Minnie and Uki singing together? I think it is. I think in the second half of the chorus, Uki and Minnie are kind of singing together. Ooh, hard to tell. I think it might just be like additional vocals for the chorus here that create the stereo whiff that I mentioned. I'm not sure if the center like vocal that is there is as present as before, but it could just be like how I perceive it because of the additional vocals. But the doubles on the sides definitely are very loud, and as I said, it creates that really nice stereo feel. I'm not sure if there's a harmony from Minnie underneath it or if it's just Uki again. I like how they added that wee sound in the background for the second repetition of the chorus. So there's a bit different from the first one. Ooh, that drum fill is so cool right there. Very simple, it's just that clap and then just being sped up. But also you need to like adjust the velocity, so how hard the claps are, in order to make it actually sound good. Otherwise it will just sound too noisy. Oh, I muted it. Good job, me.
I just wanna love with you.
Very empty part for the verse 2. Cool vocal progressing, yeah. Vocal processing.
Always end up issues, but I don't give a sh. I make the money when my body, baby, don't doubt me.
Very, very whispery.
I make the money when my body, baby, don't doubt me. I don't check cheers, you see my
Rollie. Cool break.
Red 5 diamonds, we keep shining bright.
The red 5 diamonds again.
Watch my freaking crew. They ain't give a
Pre-chorus is really cool here as well because it's super empty, and that just further makes sure that the chorus really hits right after. Like it's unusually empty for pre-chorus.
Mommy said I need to Shorty check the bank and twerking out. Rollie in my bed, honey.
It's also really nicely mixed. Bass is definitely hitting. Ooh, acoustic drum fill there as well. Harmony here in the chorus is also really cool. Like there's like another mini one that's less. I can't sing it, but yeah, there's a harmony. Oh, is this the verse 2? It is, I think, right? So they're reusing that as the outro. Cool. The whispery part. Wow, so cool actually. Oh, I love this song. I think Uki songs might be my favorite ones on the album, aside from the title track. Let's listen to Wife. Alright, so since this is a pre-release, I've already heard it. I heard it multiple times actually, and the first time I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. I was kind of neutral on it. But now that I heard more and more, it's really addicting. It is really addicting. This is also like one of these songs that I think are going to do really well on like TikTok and whatever. I think it's really smart when it comes to the writing. I like it a lot, but as I said, I'm not going to be pretending like I'm reacting to something that I already know. I'm just gonna play it again, tell you guys my thoughts on it, but it's not a reaction for this song. I've heard this one already.
Hello. I cook cream soup, taste coca-loco.
It's like a very hypnotic synth plug pattern. Beep, boop, beep, beep, beep.
I clean your room, it's so twinkle, twinkle. Want me a white bird, she is.
And then the claps coming in here, the riser as well. And then this is sort of the anti-drop to the riser that we had before. Mion is so cute here. Lots of interesting percussion in this song as well. Like there's not like many elements to this song, but the ones that are there are really precisely used at like the right points. And then also there's a lot of emphasis on like specific parts in the top line as well. Like the for example, there's like the kick and the bass hit together there. There's a lot of breaks in the beat that kind of support what the top line is doing. So there's also this synth, I suppose. I'm not sure what it is. Could be a bass, just low cut and distorted. Ooh, the hi-hats are panned cool as well. It's so catchy actually. And then they have this part right here. Wonder if you can count that as a sing-along chorus when it comes to the structure. Maybe. Also, additionally, there's not much like harmonic content in this entire song. There's not many chords, harmonies, or anything like that. It's very dry when it comes to that. But on purpose, obviously. Alright, so that is it. That was the last song on the I-DLE album. I think it's going to be really hard for me to pick a favorite. For the last few albums, my favorite always ended up being one of the songs that had Minnie on the credits for the B-sides. I do think, though, that for this album, I might break with that tradition and actually pick one with Uki on the credits, because I do think Rollie and also I-DLE are super cool. But then again, Vision is also really pretty and really nice. And Revenge is also really cool. So I'm not sure. I'll need to think about it and listen to the songs even more to actually make a decision here. It's hard. Definitely let me know what your guys' favorite track is in the comments down below. I'll also try to make a poll, if I don't forget about it, on the community tab, so you can go and vote. Always cool to see what the most liked B-side track is. Thank you guys very much for watching, and see you guys in another video. Goodbye.